What does it mean to manage resource risk? I've seen a few videos over the last few days where people are saying, if your sponsor and your executive or senior managers are really pushing your team hard, what should you do about it? And some of the advice included going to HR. Now, that's a surefire way of crippling your career, destroying your brand, and getting nowhere with the problem that you actually have. So if you're a project manager, a business analyst, a consultant, and you're actually concerned about your team and whether or not they're going to burn out, you do not go to HR. That is a waste of time. If you didn't know and you're in a corporate setting, I'm here to shed some light. HR is there to protect the organization, specifically executive leadership team, from liability. So they're there to onboard new staff so that the executive and the business team get resources they need. And when a staff member is not performing, they're there to support the executive and the senior manager in disengaging that individual. If you as a project manager go to HR and say that your sponsor, executive, or senior manager isn't supporting your delivery, they will start to performance manage you out. So good luck. Awful advice. I'm going to tell you what you actually need to do, and I'll try to do it in less than a minute and a half. Your job as a PM, a BA, a consultant is managing risk. Everyone on the project is equally responsible for managing risk and reporting them and updating them and getting them to a point where they're not actually going to affect the delivery. And what I do and what I counsel all project managers who work for me to do is make sure that if your team is really under the pump, as we like to say, you're very busy, you're flat out, whatever your euphemism, make sure that you have a resource risk in your risk register. Make sure that if you have team members working long hours and weekends and they're complaining to you as a project manager, that you don't bury that somewhere and do nothing with it. You report that risk, and the next time you're in a steering committee or a governance workshop of any sort, governance forum, you make sure to report, our resources are getting exhausted. We need more resources, or the volume of work is too large. We cannot fit it into the timeline. You do your job, because those people are doing their best to do theirs, and they're relying on you to actually manage to an outcome. And if your idea is, I'm going to go to HR, you're going to be gone. The next project manager is just going to get that whip out and beat the shit out of them, and no one's going to get ahead. Manage your risk by making the executives and senior managers you work for accountable. That's how you do it, and that's how we win and deliver projects.